I thought it was a pretty average day. It's a transition day to scout, so then that always there's always some loose ends there as we're coaching those guys, to duplicate the looks that we want, to run to the ball, to go hard, and I thought that showed today. But this is kind of the dress rehearsal day for that, so we expect to improve from here. I mean, it's every time you do it that way, there's always a little transition, and we had that. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
How's that wide receiver battle going? Have you started to narrow down kind of the inside-outside guys?
Yeah, kind of. We got well, I would say that if we were to play today, the eight are Aesop, Desmond at Z, Sweet and Calvin at Y, Harrison, Bell at H, and then Tay Martin and Roderick Fisher at X, and then other guys that could see time at the various positions, at least right now today, would be Calvin Jackson, Arconato, and Robert Lewis.
You talked a little bit about scout. Are you guys starting to focus on Wyoming a little bit and what are you seeing out of them?
We will as we get through the week, but the biggest thing is get to where you can practice well with scouts, so you're getting the looks that you need. And some of it's teaching the scouts where you want them to be and how you want them to go.
I think Wyoming has the highest elevation of any college football town in the country. How much does that play a factor in a game, and what's kind of your history with preparing for that?
Well, it doesn't play any if you're in shape, and I think we're in pretty good shape. Well, doesn't play any if you're in shape, and then we have I don't know what ours equals, average, above average elevation. We're probably above average elevation, so we'll see how our off season went and how tough we are.
Take any extra measures to prepare for something like that? Is that something you guys talk about or focus on at all, or is it just?
Yeah, we got a machine where we remove all the oxygen from the air and make them breathe diminished oxygen and take deeper breaths, stuff like that.
You probably answered this question already early on, but going back to Wyoming, your home state, will you have people you're going to be able to spend time with or come out to the game?
Well, there'll probably be some at the game. There's not a lot of time to spend because we're kind of in and out. But it's funny. It's in Wyoming. I know a ton of Wyoming grads. It's actually from where I grew up. It's nearly 300 miles. So it's on the other corner of the state. But it's a good school with a great tradition, a good town, and all that stuff.
Have you had a chance to look at them much and what they do, offense, defense, something stand out?
Yeah, some. They're really fundamental. They play really hard, and they stick with what they do and focus on technique, which is really some of the best stuff you can say about a team.
What stands out about their safety? He's kind of an All-American candidate, senior. I think one of the school's all-time leading tacklers.
Just constantly plays hard. He constantly plays hard. Tries to get in on every play and, gets them lined up back there. He does a good job.
The team is starting to feel the excitement of almost week 0 and then getting ready for this all to begin again.
We're all looking forward to playing somebody. I think there's no question about that, which is back to why I've always thought you should have a scrimmage against somebody else or a mixed practice. But, the time will be here pretty quick, and we just have to make the most of the time we have and embrace the opportunity to go play.
Have you decided how to divvy up the running back reps yet, or do you think all three of those guys will see time, or have you kind of narrowed that position down to?
All three will see some time. All three are pretty much together right now. They do different things well. All three of them need to be more consistent. If we get a guy that's consistent and can do all the things he does well, he'll probably get more reps. Right now they really haven't distinguished themselves that way. I mean, they all do some good things, and they all do some things that aren't as consistent as we'd like.
Any thoughts on how your quarterbacks have progressed from opening of camp to today?
I would say they've progressed. I would say they've progressed, and then that's another thing. I mean, they all do some good things, and they all do some good things, and they all play well. But you know, just the more consistent we get there, the better too.
Robert Lewis is a guy that's been in your program since he was one of your, your first recruiting classes here. Can you kind of talk about what he's meant to the program for you?
Well, he's been a tremendous player for a long time, and the other thing is he played early, you know, relatively early in his career. He redshirt freshman, and then, you know, he's just a good, hard-playing guy, and then and has had some real key plays for us historically, and you know, and so I think he'll definitely figure in, and I also think, you know, he'll find his way to the field some, and then of course how much will be dictated by him and others. So
What stands out about him, where he's from, where he was raised, and kind of coming here to Pullman? Is there anything that stands out about him?
well, I just said he's been really steady. You know, everybody tries to talk about how tough their home life was, and some of them try to make it up and manufacture it. And you know, he comes from one of the toughest spots in America, and you know, has never really taken his eye off the ball. Has already graduated, and you know, has continued to improve as a player. Has just been a real steady guy that's really embraced the opportunity here.